Hey guys, back again. So, it's been a while, I know. So, let's do this. Let me just show you what I have. So, I am already running Laragon with the Node.js application. So, we still have plenty of things to do there. So, let's continue with this. Right now, just open this. I am on the localhost 4000 create. If I go back, you can see that I'm already logged in. Okay, I can log out, of course. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think it was. Okay. So what we're going to do now is to create a new um, post. Okay, so we need to add the form here. So, but first, let me just check something. I want to go back and log out and register, and let me just open this. Okay, so it's going to open here. I'm just going to move it there because I have several stuff and you know, just to don't have that around. So let me just go back to login again and let's do this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, submit, and here we are. Okay, so we already have some stuff in the code. So we already have the create. If you don't have this, just create a new view. Yeah, create that book is the name. Okay, that book is the extension. There's also a HTML to book converter. So you can paste your form here, your HTML form here, and it's going to give you the stuff that you need. Okay, so you just plug that in inside the view. Okay, and remember we have the extend layout and the block that is going to render this thing inside, well, that is called content. Okay, so let's go back and let me make that bigger and let's go to a show create. And also I need to find, it's been a while since I have checked this one. So I've been busy with work, guys, sorry. And so we have, this is the posts, yeah, the routes.js. So if we go to create, okay, we have a token handler middleware that right now I think is not doing anything, or is, okay, let me just go and check token handler. Okay, okay, it's not doing anything. We still don't have that authentication or authorization, sorry, in the route. It's just loading this and it's just saying return and it's moving along with this. So we just go back to what I had. A little messy right now. So, you know, it's work has been a ton of pain. But well, let's see if I still well, no, things that happen actually in life. So I'm a little tired, but let's do this. So we have this show create inside our post controller that is this one, show create. And right now it's just responding with a show form a message with this respond that's sent and is sending text. You can also send HTML, but we're going to do something response and render. Okay, and we need to specify the name of the route that we want to display. So if this is right, then if we go to create, it's going to render the form. You see, it's not that hard. Okay, so what else? We need to actually, let's see if this thing is, let's just say my first post, something, we choose a new file. And we don't have, of course, the, okay, I have one that I really want to use. Okay, but I will check that later. Okay. So right now this is not going anywhere. In fact, even though if I add an image, let me just add one. Why it's not going anywhere? Okay, well, it's saying create because if we go to create post, okay, we are now rendering, but when we create the post, we are sending the form to this create, okay, and it's just showing a create message. So we need to connect this, okay? You can see it's making a post request to create. Let me just go to the form, not to the form, sorry, to the route so you can see better, because you might be thinking we are on the same route. Yeah, because one is the create for the get request that is going to render the form, and one is the create for the post request that is actually sending the information, and we will need to handle that in order to store it in the database. Okay, remember we're using Laragon because we're using MySQL, and it's one of the easiest way to just have everything in place. Okay, you can go and download that. It's not that bad. Just install it and it's going to run. Okay, just like that. It's not a big deal. That's why I am using it. And also, I know some of you might not like this, but we might actually go to WordPress just to have a couple of videos about WordPress, because there are still plenty of jobs about WordPress, and I have been working with WordPress with my with this job that I have. So there are some interesting things that you can get from WordPress, and also it's PHP. So yeah, we might look at that just to make a little refresher about PHP later. Okay, but yeah, so let's actually go. No, let me make this bigger again. Let's actually go to the controller and create this functionality, so we can actually have the creation of the post. Let me just go to my controller there. Okay, and we are going to run this one. Okay, so this is a big function. So what we need to do first is to say we have the covers update. No, the covers upload. I mean, so let's do something. Let's actually import what we need to import here. Say constant covers upload equals to require from my libraries for libs. We need covers, and that should, okay, pick this one, which is the covers. So let me just go back. In fact, let me just pin this one. Okay, so it doesn't move. Okay, we need the model, constant models from, or we need to require this from models and index, which is allowing us to see all the models. Okay, is exporting all the models there. So constant storage equals require, and we need to require from the libraries handy storage. Okay, I don't know why it's not that should be it. I don't know. So constant file system and require the file system because we might need to do some stuff here. Okay, so no errors. Okay, it's going to ask me if I want to show or send the information again. So okay, now we're not returning anything. That's why you can see that it keeps spinning, because we just removed the response of the browser. Okay, and it's just a blank function. So inside here we actually need to say create and not create, sorry, covers upload. Remember that this is going to handle the request and the response, and it's going to send that to the next part of the function. So we cannot access the request or response from here. Okay, actually we need to use the function to handle the request and the response. Okay, so everything we need to do with the request and the response, we need to do it inside this function, because Molter is handling that now. If error, response status 500, and we render. I already show you how to do this, so we are just going to move a little faster. Create. You can see the other videos in the channel if you don't understand much of this. Okay, and let's say error uploading image. Okay, just like that, and we add the error. Okay, so if there's an error here right away when Molter is trying to add the image, then it's going to display this error. Okay, now let's say else. We don't have any error uploading the image. We say if request that body, that title is equals to an empty string, or request that body, not body, but body, that content is equal to. Either way, we have the form to be required, most of the inputs. So we're just making a double check here. And let's say covers path equals, so we need to set a path for the covers, and we say requested file. Remember that requested file is only available when you have Molter added, okay, or installed. So don't try to do this when you don't have Molter, because it's not going to show you anything. File system that onlink sync. Okay, so at this point, okay, let me just continue with this, and it's the same problem that we had with the profile. So it's going to upload a picture. Okay, so if we find that this is empty, okay, at this point the picture is uploaded. Okay, at this point, let's say on line 20, when the function starts, at this point Molter already has the image uploaded. So if we find that the title and the content are empty, or the title or the content are empty, we're just going to remove everything, or the image that was uploaded by Molter. So this is what is going on here. It's a little weird, but this is how Molter actually adds the image. So we just need to keep an eye to remove it when we don't need it. Okay. So if I know it's a second step that we need to do with this, but well, that is how the library is built, and it's not that bad actually. So if the title or the content is empty, we're going to unlink or remove the file that is inside covers, and this is the name of the file, the image just uploaded, and we're going to say error deleting. I don't know if this is a word. Could be requested file file name. This error is going to show if we're not able to remove the image, okay? So it would be great to have a log maybe later, and if something happens, okay, if there's an error, we just log that, and maybe we just assign someone that removes the stuff that the log adds, you know. If an image is failed to be removed, someone can just manually remove that, since it's going to have an appearance inside the logs. So if, okay, that should be it for this one. And we're going to say after that one, response.status for row3 that render. Although you can say 500 also for row3, I think is unauthorized. Let's say 500. Create error, and let's say please, where is that showing? Please fill all the form elements, something like that. Okay. So what is going to happen here? I know it's kind of weird, but as I said, Molter uploads the image when it finds the file. Okay, so it's going to upload it automatically right at this point. Okay, when the function starts, and if we find that the content or the title are empty strings, we just remove that image and send the error to the user. Okay, although this should never trigger because we have the HTML5 require inputs, okay, require attribute on the input, so that is not going to allow the inputs to be submitted. Okay, if the value is missing, we can also use regular expressions there in order to fine-tune whatever we want inside the inputs. So at this point, we just, okay, why it moved there? Create, let's view, toggle wrap, create a post. So you can see as I type, you can see all the stuff that is above, or that is not spanning all the way across this part of the editor. So we need the models, and we need a post model. From the models, we need to get the post as we did with the user, and we use the create function that this has. And you can see object constructor create and object to use a prototype. Okay, we can create an object using this. So that's actually what we're going to do. So we need to set title, and we can actually add request body title here. Okay, content. So we're just grabbing everything from the request at this point. Cover name, request that body, that file name, cover URL. I added like this for some reason. And for example, if you let's say we are not using Molter, okay? So if you add a function, or no, let me just make this simpler. If you are going to use this as an API, this cover URL is going to show you where that is stored in the server. Okay, so we're just going to hardcode some stuff. Let's say localhost 4000. Okay, and covers. So you can see, and of course we can change this later, and say request that file that file name. So if we use this as an API, then we cannot access the file as the cover name because it's not in the place where the local application will be. Okay, so it's since we are on the server right now, the application will not have the file name or that file inside their assets. So the easiest stuff to do is just to grab the URL from this server and the name of, or better, the path of the file, and just send that with a JSON response so we can access the file using the location in the server, okay, via HTTP or HTTPS, okay. We will check HTTPS later and HTTP2 with Node.js, okay. So we're going to focus on Node.js and maybe later some other Flask or Django stuff. Maybe Django because we don't have Django in the channel, so I will check that later when I have the time. Sorry guys that I'm not uploading as much as I should be doing, but it's just that work is killing me, literally. So storage. Let's user ID. Okay, so what's happening here? We need to assign the post to a user, and that's why I did the authorization or authentication, sorry, authentication first, because at this point I can use the user ID that we have in the token, okay, because right now you can see that I'm logged in, okay. We will display maybe something later that shows that I'm logged in, but we can use whatever we have from the storage state, okay. Remember we have the handy storage here. So if we go to storage or state JSON, you can see I'm logged as my email and this is my ID. So we're going to access this user, and it's something similar to a cookie or whatever is responding the server, you know, the token that you use from the server to a different application using JSON. Okay, it's the same, it's going to have some information and we're going to grab it as it is from the user. We need the ID, okay. So okay, that's not it. Okay, it opened. Okay, here. Okay, so we can actually await this, but I'm just going to concatenate this with a then, and this is going to return a post. Okay, because we're going to use create right now, and we're going to return a post. Also, sorry, this is going to allow us to separate the post from one user to another. Okay, so that's why we are using the user ID and set it in the post itself, so we can reference all the posts that has or have this user ID, okay, or belong to this user. We can say console log post. It's not bad to do some console log to see if that is returning. And response to the status, we do a 201 that is created, and we say render. We render the create again, the create form, and we do a catch. Also, if we use an await, I see people still doing a try catch. You can catch inside, or for example, you say await function, something like this, no? Await let x equals await function blah blah blah, and you can say at the end catch. Okay, this is not well formatted, so it's not going to display anything, but you can catch the error and do whatever you want. Okay, I have done this on several courses in the channel, so you can see how that works. But you can actually catch and stop using a try catch, although you can still use that. But you can catch this, and this is a little cleaner, okay, instead of having the try and the catch below that. But right now we're just not going to focus on that because I'm just concatenating the create, the then, and the catch, just so you can see how everything fits, and then you can just change it to await. To await the create, let create equals await, and we remove the catch and the then from the concatenation, and we just do whatever we want. So that covers, but actually we're just going to use the same thing that we have on the other one. That is, if there's an error, we find again that image. The error that will happen here is the error with the post creation. Okay, that's why I concatenated this so you can see how all this is moving. And we're going to find the file name if there's an error and just remove it and return the 500 render with the create form and say there was an error and return the error that we have. Although we can say error that message here, and that should work. So yeah, let's actually test this. So let me just okay. Let me just say my first post updated. Some stuff here. Choose a file. Let me go to my media and downloads, and I should have one all the way down. Oh, this is not okay. Give me a second. I just want to group this by type as it should be, and all the way down. Oh well, fuck that. Let's use this one then. Open and create. You can see it renders that, but if I go to, did I receive the, okay. You can see I received the console with the data values ID. My first post updated. The cover name is undefined. Okay, I messed that up. That's why it's always fine to, because it's not request body, it's request file. Sorry guys, it's request file, not files, file. Okay, we can edit that later inside the database, cancel, and let's just, okay, and say my second post, and this is a post. Choose a file, and beep, beep, speak, yes, okay, this one, and create. Error. Post user, find cover name undefined. Okay, it still give me undefined. Why? Do I have actually the covers there? Mm, Let me just double check something. Oh yeah, I have the two images here. You can see which ones I have. Okay, but why is not? Okay, let's go to a database. Open. Trying to open the other ones. Okay, I have this WordPress stuff. Sorry, this is not it. Data. You can see cover name is returning as null. For some reason, okay, let's try to make this one work. Cover name, request. What you can see is adding actually here, right? Yep. Let me just do something. If I move this, okay, let's do that later, but let's try to cancel all this and use a typo, but let me just say console log request file that file name. So we do whatever we want here, choose a file, and it's going to upload a new image. So let's pick this one. Okay, 8, and that should console me. You can see it's consoling that. Cover name. Okay, that's weird. It added the image. You can see. Let's delete that one. And let's just go back. Why then it's not a okay, let's do something. Let me just return the object itself. This one. Let's just return something like this. And try again. Once we see that it's working, then we will get the file added. This one. Okay. Did it add? Okay, it added this one, but it didn't show me. So this one maybe. Well, whatever. No, I don't want to base there. Okay, you can see we have cover name. Oh, I think I know what happened. It didn't. Okay, let's just do this. You just remove this one and remove this one. It could be that it didn't restart the server on time. Okay, so let me just. Yeah, it's returning, so that should be working now. Whatever we want there too. And let's actually try to get an image displayed. Let me just find, I have a ton of freaking images. Just all the way up, maybe. This one, open, 8. Three, now with the cover image, you see? So the thing was that for some reason it took some time to refresh the server, and it didn't pick the correct stuff. So if I refresh this one, you can see get the cover. So let me just grab this cover and paste it, and grab this one and paste it. Okay, so it's this one. No, there's a one. Okay, okay. It stays like that. Okay. So now let's just log out, and I have another user that I forgot the John Doe. Just copy that one, and let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it was the same password. Trying. Okay. Database, no, doesn't matter. Create a new one. So we are now logging in as John for post. Use file. And let me just one a cute one. This one. And create. So let's go back to this. And you can see for post, okay, blah 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 blah. And the important stuff is here. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. The user ID. So how we can check if this is working correctly, we go to state.json and you can see that, and this is why I'm adding the handy storage, because it's easier for us to see what we're doing and where we are. So we are now logging as johndoeuser.com with the ID 2. Okay, so this ID is what is going to display here, okay, inside the user ID. So now we can retrieve for the first user all the posts that have that user added, okay? And for the other users, it's going to be the same. It's going to add the ID of that user that creates certain post, okay? So we can actually close this. It doesn't affect anything. And yeah, so I think, what time is it? Okay, 2 o'clock. Let me just check. Okay. And also, guys, follow me on Twitter. Sorry, but I'm trying to add more content. So every time I see something on my phone, it's going to I will retweet it. Okay. So something interesting by JavaScript, Node.js, Angular, React, some stuff like that, CSS. Okay. So if you want to learn more and practice on your own, so I'm constantly, well, not all the time, but I'm retweeting stuff that I see on Twitter. So follow me on Twitter. That is on the channel. So yeah, and what way to do or to see? Sorry. So let's, okay. This should work. I should be consoling the user. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Submit. Okay, it's hanging a little bit, so it's a problem with the it's a little bug that happens here. So you can see now every time I log in, okay, I see all the posts this user has. Okay, so we can see the post 1, post 2, and post 3. Okay, so we can see all the data, and now we are able to retrieve all the posts from the users. Okay, but we will do that in the next video. So again, thank you guys for watching, and please comment if you didn't understand anything of whatever I said. Comment. I will try to help you whenever I have the time, or as soon as possible. And yeah, hit the like button, and please guys, try to share if you like the videos, so we make this channel bigger and bigger. Maybe one day I will be able to just add a Patreon and we can just hang out together, okay? And move the channel further to the top. So, thank guys, thank you, and see you in the next one.